Hello everybody, welcome back to ZonaCraft. I am Zona. This is episode 5 of our survival series. And in today's episode, we're going to be making some pretty good progress on our mega base. We're going to get quite a few farms done with the first one you're seeing in the background here, the auto smelter. Pretty proud of that design. And after that, we're going to finish up at our trading hall and make a graveyard. I think it's a pretty cool build, but let's get into it. Alright, so we have our area for our furnace down here ready to go. And I am going to build the normal furnace setup first. This is everything I should need. Super simple. I might make a tutorial on it. Let me know if you would like one. I am going to build some of it on camera here though. So, any dark prismarine is going to be temporary blocks. I'm going to open our shulker, grab our ferni. We are going to make a line all the way down here. And all the way down here. And next we can actually place in our actual ferni. And then from here we're going to fill the back of the ferni with the hoppers as well, facing into the furnace. And to almost finish off the hoppers, we're just going to fill in the top of the furnace as well. Then we're going to take our building blocks and we're going to connect the two paths together. From here I'm going to go ahead and place all of the rails. And at each end of the rails, we'll go ahead and place a block for the minecart to stop on and go the other way again. And here in the middle is going to be our output chest. So we can take our hoppers and feed it into there. And also in the middle here, we'll place our chest. So this is where we'll place all of our items that we want to smelt. Then this will be our smelting fuel, whatever you want to use. And then we do want to place a block across from this chest right here. I'm going to use slabs here so I can still access both of the chests from the inside here and don't have to go around. And real quick, we will place our redstone blocks. So if you want to turn this on and off, it does matter where you put them. I do at some point, so I'm going to put it here. So if we place our redstone block 2 blocks away from the chests here, we'll leave the last rail unpowered to where we can turn this on and off. For right now, I'm just going to leave it on. And then the second one doesn't really matter as long as you get the rest in there. So I'm just going to place it here. And the last thing we have to do is place our water. So we'll break this, grab that, and we're going to place it. We're going to waterlog these rails right here. So we're waterlogging those rails right there so the hopper minecart has time to pick up more items. So that's what allows the hoppers to pick up 20 items when normally it wouldn't pick up that much. And the last thing to do is to actually place the hopper minecarts themselves. Yeah, this thing is officially done. So yeah, that was just a quick overview of how to build that. Not really a tutorial. If you do want a tutorial, let me know. I would definitely make it a little bit easier to follow. I am going to test how many items this does in an hour. I need fuel as well now I think about it. And then keeping this open, or having this half slab here is super helpful because I can access both chests really easily. And I guess to fully explain how this works, so we have our input chest in the middle here. Every time the hopper minecart goes by, it collects 10. So we have 10 furnaces on each side. And the water there is to make sure it does get 10 every time. If we didn't have water, it would be a lot less, and this would be a lot less efficient. But I'm going to do a quick 10-minute test to see how many items I get. So I'm going to place these in here. And as you see, if we take a look in here, every time it passes, it will grab 10. So yeah, I will be back when we hit 10 minutes. So it has been 10 minutes. This is what we're looking at. Just over 2 rows full of nether brick. So per hour, that's going to smelt around 7,230 items. So that's not bad at all. For how easy that is to set up, that seems pretty good. And while we waited for that to finish up, I went ahead and built the other one. So I'm going to just go ahead and place the hopper minecarts on here. So yeah, this one's a little bit more efficient, it seems, because... So if we take a look at this last one right before it ends, it adds another piece of iron to where we're not wasting any coal efficiency. So for the normal furnace array, it doesn't waste any coal, but it does stack up the items to where if you had a lot, at some point you would fill up. But I think that's okay for right now. And now that we have our furnace smelter up and running, I think I want to continue working on this layer of the base. Let's put that back. And I think I want to head over there and start a nether wart farm, where that slime is apparently. So yeah, I've actually dug out the area for the nether wart farm. It's going to be decently big, but it's AFKable, so where I can just run it one night and hopefully not have to do it for a while. But let's go ahead and get started on this room and get it built up. so this is what we're looking at so far. I also changed up the roof design a little bit by adding some more planks in there as well. But basically the idea is you would start here in your minecart and you would go down here and then go down a few times and then make your way back and then restart. So I do want to point out I have been farming some nether wart. I've only farmed a stack worth so far. Like I've only placed a stack's worth of nether wart down here. And I've only done one harvest of it. And I don't have it in my inventory, but I got like 4 sacks with fortune on it. So I'm tempted to do some route like that instead. So I'm pretty sure I won't need the AFK very often at this farm. I'm tempted to use the same amount of space but fit a lot more nether wart in here by just using my fortune pick instead. So what I'm thinking is we would just have our soul sand by itself, pretend this is soul sand. And same principle, we go on our minecart, but instead of being AFK for hours, we just fortune it. And then we do one round through fortuning it with our pick, and then the next round we would go through and plant it back, and then hopefully that would last us for however much we needed. I think that sounds like a better plan to me. I think it's a cool farm though, the AFK one. Just I don't think I'll need that much nether wart, and for how much it produces, it doesn't seem like it's really worth it. But yeah, I'm gonna try this out, I guess. Okay, so I've grabbed all my nether wart, I've gotten my soul sand, I've got it all placed in here actually. And if I've counted correctly, that means there's 439 in here. It might give or take a few if I counted wrong. So yeah, I'm thinking this would be the way to go, because hopefully I won't have to do it as often. So yeah, I'm hoping this is the way to go. If not, then we'll go ahead and make the AFK version. But I'm gonna get the rails in. I'm gonna see if I need to waterlog them or not to make the cart go slower. But yeah, we'll see what I decide on that. I'm gonna get started on that though. Alright, so everything is set up and ready to go. We got our water, we got our rails. I've started to do a little bit of a pattern in the back. I'll probably get all of that put in there. I was going to wait for these few like smaller ones to grow, but that kind of seems pointless. Might take a while. There's a few that aren't fully grown, but I'm going to go ahead and give this a test run. And I've done a full harvest. We have almost a full shulker box worth of nether wart. Yeah, honestly, it works out pretty perfect. You go through the first time, you break it with your pickaxe, you don't pick up most of it. You maybe get like, I think I got like 5 nether wart as I was breaking it. And then, as you go back through the second time, you're picking it up as you go to where it keeps your slot that you have selected full to where you never have to change slots. So if I really need to, I get AFK for the whole like minute and a half it takes to get through here. But I doubt I ever will. So real quick, I need to build the walls up, otherwise there's spots the nether wart will get stuck. So I'm gonna do that real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm ready to do another harvest. I've gotten the walls in place. I'm actually gonna change the nether wart block to the red nether brick. Just because I've never used it before, I think it looks a little nicer. Also gonna throw this stripped, was it crimson? I still don't know the netherwood names, man. I'll throw that on the roof. I do have to farm some of it though. I might show some of that, just because I haven't really shown the farm yet. But yeah, I'm gonna do another harvest real quick. And the nether wart farm is officially done. I actually ended up not stripping the wood up here. I think it looks a little cooler, and we did get the bricks switched out. I think it will work out better than building the actual farm for it, because each farm, or each like block in the farm, takes like 4 observers or something like that, and from like here to like here-ish maybe, or around here is like 100 wart per hour. I feel like it would take a lot of time at AFK to get like a substantial amount of wart, which I don't even need that much anyway, I don't feel like. But if we take a look over here, I have about 3.5 double chests filled. Each time you do a harvest, it does about 2.5 rows. So that means I've probably done about 8 harvests so far. And to be 100% honest, that might be all we ever need unless we decide to do a huge build out of the actual red nether brick. But yeah, for now I don't have anything planned for that. Maybe one day in the future we'll have this in place in case we do. Alright, now that the nether wart farm is done, the next thing I want to work on here is our tree farm. The actual farm itself is done. I do want to make a proper like storage area for it. So I'll put all of our logs and whatnot down here. So I'm going to get started on this right now. And our tree farm sorting area is done. I'm really happy with how it came out. A lot more organic than anywhere else in my base, which is something I kind of want to do more often in our base. Not have everything just clean and uniform like over there. I do want to try one thing though. I want to change the leaves to match the actual wood. I think that would look a lot cooler. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, ran into a little bit of an issue. Dark oak and oak are the exact same leaf, it looks like. So I think easy fix is just to put the spruce here and the dark oak here, to where they're not right next to each other. I think that'll make it look a little cooler. And our leaves are in. It really only makes a huge difference when it's spruce and birch back there, because the middle three kind of just blend in a little bit. You can, if you really look at it, like tell the difference between acacia jungle and dark oak, which is just normal oak. But nonetheless, I think it's a cool idea. Also, I do want to point out this project took way longer than I thought it would. This probably took me close to 4 hours just because I wanted storage on both sides. And we don't have a lot of room over here because of the concrete converter, same as over here because of the actual tree farm itself. At first, I tried pitting the sorters right here up top. Any way I did it basically would have had some sorters not be functional. So yeah, basically only this side has sorting for now. It's probably going to stay that way just because I'll never get room over here. So we have 2 spots for our logs, and then the last slot is for our saplings. And then this side is just overflow, so I just manually, if anything fills up over here, I'll just manually move it over here. And we are here in our trading hall village because I want to do a couple things here. I kind of want to take care of all of this right here. And what I mean by that is I want to make a build for this, kind of like a graveyard for all like my dead tools. I'm pretty sure I have more somewhere, not exactly where though, but I should have more than just this, I believe. But in my mind, I've always thought of this as kind of like a churchy build, so it kind of hopefully makes sense to have a graveyard next to it. So first thing I need to do, if we come over here, is I need to terraform this land a little bit. As you can see, this building right here is just kind of floating. So yeah, we'll terraform all of this, and we'll probably terraform up to this building right here. So yeah, I'm going to terraform all that, and I'll be back. And we have our area terraformed. I also went ahead and added a window and a windshield. Not a windshield, a window like flower pot thing to this house. I can't think of exactly what that's called. I think I'm going to lay out the area for the actual build itself with some crimson wood or some warped wood. What is it called? Yeah, warped stem and whatnot. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll see what we're looking at. The wall's in. I'm pretty happy with it. It is all one color. I might try to throw in another color there at some point. The next thing I want to do, I got all this coarse dirt. I do want to go ahead and put in the coarse dirt to the ground here just as a base layer, then we can texture it later. So I'm going to do that real quick. So we have our coarse dirt in. This will be our entrance to the graveyard, and I have a couple areas marked out for tombs, I suppose is what they're called. And I think we'll actually start on these now. Alright, we have both of our tombs in place here. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I haven't completely done this one yet. I just realized. Yeah, as you see, I've started to lay out some graves, and I figured we start to work on some of them right now. So for a couple over here, I think we'll throw in some of these. That is just a plus sign. Okay. It's a lot bigger than I expected it to be. I think next we'll come over here. I saw this trick in a Dallas Med video, so shout out to him. Alright, and I think as far as tombstones go, that will do it. I do want to get some brown dirt and some other blocks to actually put on the actual grave sites themselves. But to finish this up for now, I think I want to add a couple trees in here. I think I want to put one right here and right here, I think. And then maybe later on we might add a few more. Let's get started on that though. Okay, so we have our trees in. We've gone ahead and texturized the ground here, as well as put our brown concrete in the actual tombs themselves, or the actual grave sites. Not really sure what to call that area. Can't think of it off the top of my head. We have all of our tombstones in. We have our actual tomb in here. Right now I just have my chest. I'm gonna put all my stuff in. I might decorate in the future because if we go back here and follow the path back here, it kind of leads to like this little like hidden area, it feels like. So I might do something cool with that down the road. But for now, I'm just gonna throw all my tools in the tombs themselves. So let's do that real quick. And I've thrown most of the pickaxes I could find into these chests right here. I'm sure I got more scattered around the world in various places. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. I think it's really cool. I've never done a graveyard before. If you can think of any details to add, please let me know in the comments. And again, shout out to Dallas Med for those couple tricks that we saw. But that's going to wrap up today's episode. We were able to make a pretty good push on getting a few farms done. We got that tree sorting area finished, the nether wart farm, as well as, I didn't show it, but I fixed the tree farm a little bit. There's a few issues with it, so it works pretty good now. I guess I'll show that real quick. And over here at our tree farm, what was broke is this piston wall. I built this myself. I didn't follow Nembomb's world just because it was a lot more complicated and I didn't want to deal with that. I had enough trouble or enough time put into just building this right here, even though it wasn't that bad from what I can remember. It was over like 2 years ago at this point, I believe. So the first issue I was having is I didn't have 4 observers here, so not every time a log gets pushed down, it's not always gonna have 4 logs, to where it would just happen to hit one of the observers, or would just happen to not have the spot where the observer was. So what I had to do was add 4 observers, and the next issue I was having is basically this getting into the continuous loop of just constantly pushing. So when it would detect its first log, it would push it, and then the observer would detect the piston, which would refire the piston, and just does that over and over again. And I'm actually pretty proud that I figured this out. It probably seems really simple to a lot of you, but I'm not really much of a redstoner. I'm good at like following tutorials for this stuff, just I'm not good at implementing it to my like own stuff. So basically, when it detects it, it puts out a signal here, pushes the wall, but as it's doing that, it's locking the same repeater with the same signal, to where it gives it just enough time to push it out and have this observer not detect it, or it still detects it, but it's not able to put another signal out to push the wall. And the other issue I was having is using the spruce mode. It just always seems to break the farm, so now I just use the jungle acacia mode for spruce, and it seems to work. But it is time to end the episode. Leave a comment of what you thought of all the builds today. Like and subscribe if you want to follow the series further, and I will see you in the next one.